Hello to all my friends out there. So dinner time. So I'm eating my hamburgers, partially soy, that I bought at Walmart. So I just fried one hamburger in a little Crisco. I need a tiny bit of oil, but not too much, so I just blotted this oil out because, I don't want to really eat it. I could if I wanted to make more gravy, but I just want a small batch, so I don't need that much gravy. It's almost midnight here and it's still hot. So I will just sprinkle. There's all ways to make this. This is going to be cheap beef stroganoff. So what I want to do is I want to brown my flour a little bit. And I have one mushroom soup, and I have one beef bouillon. These are cheap from Walmart, 62 cents or something like that. And I season my meat with some of this minced onion and some of this garlic pepper seasoning. And I didn't put any salt because somebody told me it's mostly salt. So I go, okay. So now I just want to brown my flour a bit. You don't need that much. You could put mushrooms in this, but why? The mushrooms would actually be more expensive than the hamburger. And then today I wanted to make this, so I bought this because I can freeze this when I'm not going to use it all. So what I want to do is pour a little, this is the beef bouillon, and I want to make like a little gravy. This would be the same way if these were meatballs. So the two meals I made with my turkey burger were really cheap. And this is going to be really cheap too. I'm just using half of my mushroom soup, can of mushroom soup. Tomorrow I will make something else with the other half of mushroom soup. This is kind of like a stockpile meal. Everything, I stockpiled this mushroom soup from Walmart. So with mushroom soup, you would normally add water. So as soon as I mix this, I want to start adding a little bit of water. Also, to kind of dilute the beef broth, which has a lot of salt in it. And it depends how thick you want it. I don't want mine too thick. This is really cheaper, you guys, than Hamburger Helper. And better. And it makes more. If your stuff is pretty good, you won't mind eating the leftovers. I want to be careful with my my leftover soup because tomorrow, I never really thought about it, but this mushroom soup is 25 cents a can. And so I can make some pretty good beef barley with that soup and with the beef bouillon cubes. So one of the tricks to really hanging on to your money is find some pretty cheap meals that you don't mind eating that much. That way, if you ever had to eat out of your stockpile, you wouldn't be suffering that much because you're used to eating this food every few days. You don't have to eat it as often as I do. It doesn't bother me. Like tonight, I just need some quick, cheap food. So this could be sour cream, but this was $1. So if I use 1/4 package, that would be $1/4. It's not costing much. So, 25 cents on the mushroom soup. Noodles would have been nice, but my stockpile is a big fat mess and I couldn't find them. So, hey, it has to be rigatoni's. This will be good, though. I will taste this one. Yummy. So once you start getting the hang of being really cheap and you're used to it, it's not going to bother you that much. I mean, if it's something you really hate, don't do that one. Those enchiladas were good, though. My turkey stew was pretty good as well. So let me cut this in some little squares and I'll just drop them in there. So this gives you a meat. You could make more meat in this if you want. But since you've got extra cheese in here, you don't really need that much meat. So what you want to do is kind of like conserve your resources. And this is going to be nice and creamy. I'll probably freeze my turkey stew that I made. One thing is if you, you cook a lot, you can eat it for 2 days. I have some peas in there. I'm not going to show you guys. You're just going to have to take my word for it. Then I'm going to cook some peas to go with it. I'm going to cook them in the microwave. And so what I do is whatever I have, I just keep eating it until I eat it down. And this is one of these things that's pretty good left over. Yummy. This is much better than Hamburger Helper, you guys. Noodles would have been better. That's okay. Okay, and then I want to add some pepper. My pepper is a problem. And a little salt. Even though I'm supposed to be cutting down on salt, this really kind of needs a little salt. So there you have it, my 10-minute meal. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and God bless you. Bless you all.